What's going on, guys? Joe Stroud with Unleashed Strength Gym down here in Manassas Park, Virginia. And today I want to take you through a few exercises that I like to incorporate into my routines that help me improve my explosiveness, my speed, agility, and overall athletic ability as a whole. We're going to be using the long jump as the staple of all these exercises, and first going over the long jump itself, and then showing you how to incorporate into some other combo exercises to kind of help that overall athletic ability. So the first thing we need to do is go over our long jump. So long jump is such a great exercise. It's so simple, yet so important, and really a great staple to any good athletic program, in my opinion. So we're going to start at our starting line with our feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to extend all the way up, hands to the sky, hips outstretched, knees extended up onto our toes with those ankles. We're going to basically reach for the sky. We're going to swing our arms back now and dip using our hips, our knees, our ankles, our shoulders. Everything's going to kind of compress like a spring, and then we're going to transfer that weight onto the balls of our foot so we can explode forward. Once that weight's in the balls of our feet, we're going to throw our arms forward at a 45-degree angle because it's the optimal launch angle of an airborne projectile. Check your physics books, guys. And we're going to use that 45-degree angle to launch forward. Like I said, throwing our arms to really throw that weight forward. So where the idea is to maximize that force going horizontal, but also maximize our air time so we can travel farther. So we're going to find that sweet spot, which is that 45-degree angle. We're going to let ourselves fly by fully extending throwing our arms, fully extending our bodies, throwing our hips, extending our knees, exploding off our ankles as well. You're going to see it be full extension here. And then at the very last second, we're going to snap our hips forward and bring our feet under to tuck under to land on our feet. So it's actually a lot more technical than it sounds at first. And you're like, oh, long jump, going to jump as far as they can. But some key points to keep in mind: jumping at a 45-degree angle, reaching to the sky, compressing like a spring, and then fully extending and letting yourself fly. Some errors I see a lot of people do is kind of cutting off their jump mid-air. So they kind of jump and get scared to really extend themselves and really let themselves kind of fly through the air. And they cut their jump short, even if it's a great launch. They'll kind of stop early. Like, don't hold back. Let yourself fly. Like, obviously it'll take some practice to really get a good feel for it. But let yourself fly through the air, then snap those feet under at the last second to really maximize that travel time. So next one I want to go over is a depth jump, long jump. And so you can kind of do this in multiple ways. You can either kind of stand on something and hop down from it and go right into a long jump. This one I hopped over, so it's kind of like a hop into a long jump. And the idea with this is that you're working on that transition between a landing and then right into a long jump. So you're kind of working on that, minimizing the time on the ground while also not rushing it, because you want to get a good jump off too. So this is kind of more practical in-game kind of situations where you're not just standing still and then all of a sudden jumping, doing a long jump, right? You might be landing and then having to jump right after a landing. So it's kind of mimicking, in a way, kind of game situations. Some keys to really think about for this one is we're not going to rush through it. We're going to get a nice solid landing and transition slowly into a long jump. If you need to take longer in between that landing and jump, do so until you get into it. And the idea is to try to speed it up. We're going to also try to stay light on our feet when we land, that we can, instead of putting a ton of weight into our feet and then having to transfer all that weight again. So think about landing lightly and then exploding back out of it. But remember, if you need to take your time between landing and jumping, do so, practice it, and then overall we'll decrease the time spent on the ground into our next jump. Next one we have is very similar to what we were doing, but this one's going to incorporate some change of direction. So this time we're going to go left and right over a box. So we're going to start either side, right? We're going to jump over a box or over an obstacle and land, and then go right into a long jump. So the idea here, again, take it slow, land lightly on your feet and go right into a long jump. If you need to take it slow, that transition between landing and jumping, do so, take your time, take some practice. This is great though for incorporating a change of direction into your jump training. So we're working, again, kind of in-game training. Very rarely are you going from a standing long jump. Similarly, it's very rare doing a jump into another jump in a very straight line, right? There's going to be some sort of change of direction. So this is great for incorporating that change of direction into your training. Obviously, be careful if you have any kind of knee injuries or whatever. Just do so safely. Take it maybe small jumps. We don't want any twisting of our knees or any kind of torque. Don't want to injure ourselves here. I'm going to take it nice and slow and really practice this, and it's a really great exercise though for that transition. All right, this one's a little more advanced. So this one we're going, again, change of direction. This time we're going backwards to forwards though. So we're totally reversing directions and totally stopping momentum one way and transitioning out. And actually is going to be a 3 jump exercise. So we're going to start something very small obstacle, because it also is a very mental exercise right here. It took me a long time to be able to go comfortably backwards and jumping backwards blind. It's kind of scary. Again, this is a little more risky maneuver, so be very careful with this one. Start very simply and make sure you don't have any past injuries that are going to get irritated by this one. We're going to jump backwards over an obstacle. Again, start small, and we're going to practice reversing directions. So we're going to jump, land, control it, soft landing, and jump back over the obstacle, and then right into a long jump. So again, this is a triple jump, backwards, forwards, and then long jump. So definitely a more technical exercise. Start very slowly, build up to it, and work on that speed over time, and work over a bigger obstacle to jump backwards and forwards over. But start small, start slow, and it's a great one to again challenge your change of direction and totally getting body control to reverse directions very quickly. So it's a great one. I love it. Finally, we got one that's, again, not if it's the most advanced, but it kind of puts a lot of different things together. And I'm going to go over some other exercises later for acceleration and that kind of thing, but this is a great one to really test your athleticism in different ways. So this one, we're going to actually start with a long jump, and we're going to go right into a burpee. And so by burpee, all I mean is we're going to land, we're going to put our hands on the ground, drop our feet back now, and do almost like a push-up position. And then we're gonna go until our chest touches the ground. We're gonna go and accelerate off the ground into a full sprint. So there's kind of a lot going on here. Again, long jump into a burpee and then into a sprint. So the idea here is that we're doing that explosive long jump first, and we're getting down. We're just got a body control, getting down and up as fast as possible. We're also working on an acceleration now out of it, off the ground. So we're going from a dead stop to a full speed sprint as fast as we can. We're trying to take as few steps as possible to get to that full speed. So you don't even need very much room. You only need about 15 yards or so to get. Hopefully you can get to full speed even faster than that. Long jump, burpee into full sprint speed. Anyway, try these exercises out. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite? If you have any other ideas or any other suggestions, let me know. What other kind of exercises do you want to see? I plan to do more of these, so definitely give me some ideas. Let me hear what you want to see more of. So thanks guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.